Hey guys, I picked up quite a few really cool things the last couple weeks. Some graphic novels, comics, and some other stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and show the other stuff first, even though this is probably the coolest stuff that I picked up. Because, well, you'll see. Anyway, my son is he's like most kids his age. He's a teenager, so he likes to play video games. Well, one of his favorite games as a kid was Sonic the Hedgehog. So I was talking to a buddy of mine, and was telling him, I said, I'd like to get him something for his birthday that's, pretty cool. That's cool that has to do with video games. He says, well, he said, I think I can help you out. Because I told him either video games or anime. He said, I think I can help you out. He said, he said he had a fellow that he does business with that collects original art and different things. So he said, I think I can help you out with that. I said, well, okay. I said, don't tell me how much it's going to be before. He said, don't worry about it. I got you covered. So show you what he got me. My son's going to be very, very excited. This is an original page from Sonic X number 13. It's got Sonic and, I don't know the girl's name, but anyway. It's got Sonic, it's got, her, and it's got Dr. Eggman on it. And the artist signed it to my son. And I think I'm going to have it framed and, so he can put it on the wall in his game room. Not only that, but it got me this original sketch from another artist. I think this is a character from My Hero Academia. Anyway, spent less than $75 for both of these pieces of art. So my son's going to have some really cool stuff to put on his game room wall for for his birthday. Anyway, got a few graphic novels. Got The New Crusaders from Red Circle Comics. Get this thing centered up good. This is a revival of the old MLJ superheroes from the 1940s before MLJ became Archie. It's got the Jaguar, it's got Steel Sterling, the Shield, the Fly, the Spider. I think the guy's name is the Flame. Anyway, really cool book, and got it from Ollie's, and I think I paid $1.99 for it. Got Nightwing, Volume 4, Second City. Just thought I'd pick this up. It was cheap, and story's actually not too bad. This one's kind of an odd one. It's called The Bunker. It's from Oni Press. This is one that, if I'm not mistaken, this is the one where the guy, there's this group of people that go back in time to correct an event, to keep an event from happening that caused the destruction of their own world in the future. And one of the group of friends is responsible, but they won't reveal which one it is that's responsible for what happened, because they don't want to influence that person to set this kind of thing in process. So basically it's you trying to figure out exactly what happened and who did it. And the end of this volume, it reveals it. And well, anyway, if you could find it, pick it up. if you can find volume 1, pick volume 1 up too, because this is volume 2, so you kind of jump into the middle of the story with this one. Anyway, it's a pretty cool read, but only pick it up if you can get it cheap. Got this hardcover, Bill Willingham Fables, a deluxe edition, book 1. This reprints Fables number 1 through 10. I never read Fables when it was coming out, because it wasn't your typical superhero book, and that's kind of the stuff I like. But picked this one up because it was cheap. I think it was $4.99 for this book. This series is really freaking cool. Willingham took your standard characters that you hear of in the fairy tales, and he turned them into something that was very interesting. And they had that one, which was the first 10, and they also had this one, which is Fables number 150, the very last issue of the series. I'm going to try to pick up some of the volumes in between. This is volume 22. Just to kind of figure out exactly why things were the way that they were in this last one, because if you read the first 10 and then read the last one, that's kind of like reading the first couple of chapters of a mystery and then reading the last chapter, and it kind of leaves you wondering. But anyway, really cool book. That was out of the way. Also picked this one up, Dark Knight Returns, The Last Crusade. This is Frank Miller, Brian Azzarello. This is supposed to be a prequel to The Dark Knight Returns. I've read it. Pretty cool book. It's a different take on the event that supposedly triggered Dark Knight Returns. I won't say what that is. But anyway, if you can find this cheap, and this was hardcover, if you can pick it up cheap. Pretty cool read. All right. This Bat Manga Volume 2 and Bat Manga Volume 3. This was a series that came out in the 1960s in Japan, drawn by a man named Jiro Kuwata. And if I mispronounce that, I apologize. I'd like to get Volume 1. It's a pretty cool take on Batman and Robin, and especially the 1960s Batman and Robin from a different cultural point of view. Just cool stories, and they read like Japanese books. You have to read them from what we in America consider back to front. Picked up Jack Kirby's Superpowers. This reprints that mini-series from the mid-'80s that Kirby did for DC. I just picked it up because it's Kirby. I remember the cartoon. I remember the toys. I was a little bit too old for the cartoon and toys at the time, but since then I've watched them, and the cartoon rather, and it's pretty cool. Plus it's Jack Kirby. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Anyway, picked this up at Ollie's. Also, all these you've seen so far picked up at Ollie's. Now this, Green Arrow, celebration of 75 years. I like the Green Arrow character. I'm hoping, and I haven't taken shrink wrap off this thing yet, I'm hoping this contains a good many 1940s and 50s stories, because I haven't read very many of those, because those are usually backup features in I can't remember if it was Adventure Comics or which series it was. But anyway, I'm hoping it's got some of those in there. I know it's going to have some of the Neil Adams, Denny O'Neil stuff in it, and probably some Mike Grell stuff from the 80s. But anyway, just thought I'd pick it up. It was a $40 book for $8, and it's hardcover, so thought that looked pretty cool. Got DC meets Hanna-Barbera. Just picked this up because it's got the Flintstones, Space Ghost, Johnny Quest, and the Banana Splits, and more. Just thought this looked pretty cool. I've always been a Space Ghost fan. Love the Space Ghost cartoon and Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Very funny. So picked that up. And got Jack Kirby 100th Celebration Collection. I'm assuming this was put out in reference to his 100th birthday back in 2017. Just picked it up because it's got it's basically a tribute to Kirby, and it's got a lot of his characters in it. So anyway, picked that up. Picked this up, the Black Hood, the Lonely Crusade from Dark Circle Comics. When I picked it up, there's an old character called the Black. Well, he's called the Black Terror, but anyway. In my mind, I was thinking Black Terror, but it was Black Hood. I think there used to be an MLJ character in the 1940s called the Black Hood. I'm not sure if this is a takeoff on him. But anyway, picked it up because it was cheap, and I'm glancing through it, and it looked pretty cool. All right, picked up a couple more Fables volumes. Got Fables Volume 3, Storybook Love. Fables Volume 6, Homelands, and Fables Volume 7, Arabian Nights. Of course, this reprints, early issues of Fables. So, thought I'd pick these up, try to catch up on the story. And get these out of the way. Got Silver Age Justice League Volume 3 and Volume 2. This reprints from, I think it's number 9 through about number 27, maybe, of Justice League. I've got a good many of these early issues in my collection, but, those are some of the few that I've got that are, better graded than some of the other ones that I read very frequently. So I prefer not to mess those up, so this gives me an opportunity to read them and not feel guilty. Got Batman Catwoman, the Wedding Album, the deluxe edition. Don't really know what this is, but it's Batman and Catwoman, so got to be pretty cool. Anyway, I picked that up. All right, on to the comics. I was very fortunate to be able to go to Greenville about a week ago or so to a place I've mentioned before on my channel, Borderlands Comics. Anyway, went up there and went through their dollar boxes, and this is what I found. Got Rawhide Kid from Max Comics number 2 and number 3. I've always liked the Marvel cowboy characters, so I thought I'd pick this one, pick these up. They were having a sale that day, and their dollar books were 40% off, so I ended up getting these for 60 cents a piece. Got Havoc and Wolverine Meltdown number 2. I've got number 1 and number 3, so this was the last one that I needed, so picked it up to complete it so I can read them all and get the full extent of the story. Got Sad Sack World number 28. I've always liked the Sad Sack character. I did when I was a little fella. And there are some principal artists that are inextricably linked to Sad Sack. One of them is George Baker, and I was able to look through, kind of thumb through this one at the shop, and this is just indicative of his artwork. Great representation of all the characters in the Sad Sack universe. So I picked it up because, it's pretty cool, plus it was cheap, and it's giant sized. That's Superman annual number 10. Don't really know that much about this issue other than it's an annual, so picked it up. Got Stray Bullets, Sunshine and Roses, number 6. Any of you who've read the Stray Bullets series know that Lapham writes these stories. Most of them are pretty self-contained, and if you don't have them all, you don't know what's going on. So I'm going to have to pick up the other 5 or however many there are in this series to complete the story. Got Paradise X, number 4. I just pick these up when I can find them cheap because the artwork in them is usually really cool. Even if some of the stories are a little bit on the side, I still pick them up because, I like to look at the artwork. Got Universe X, number 3. Again, cool artwork. And Earth X, number 9, I think that is. Anyway, picked up Thunder Agents from IDW, number 1. I think I've already got number 1, but they put out a bunch of different covers for this one. This is the one with Dynamo on the cover. So I thought I'd pick it up and, just have the cover. This is Mage, the Hero Defined. Can't remember which one. I think this is number 3 in that series. I read about, there was an article in a magazine that I read from Tomorrow's Publishing that covered the history of the Mage character, and happened to see this one in there and just thought I'd pick it up. Picked this one up because it just looked kind of cool. Joe Gollum, Occult Detective, number 2 of 5. Just looked like a cool book, so I thought I'd pick it up. Picked up Stray Bullets Free Comic Book Day, number 2. Can't remember what year this is from, but anyway, it's a reprint of an early Stray Bullets comic, so picked it up. Got Ronin Book 2 from Frank Miller, and Ronin Book 3. I've heard about this series for years, since it came out. I think it was in '86 when this came out. So I thought I'd pick it up and just check it out. Picked up a couple of issues of this comic a while back called Crime Classics from Eternity Comics. This one reprints some old Shadow comics from the 1940s. Just really cool artwork. Great stuff. I enjoy old pulp heroes anyway, so picked it up for 60 cents. Got Operation Sin, number 2 and number 3. I liked the Agent Carter series that Marvel came out with. Just thought it was pretty cool. It's one of those periods that doesn't get addressed in Marvel history very much, the post-World War II era. And so I thought I'd pick these up because they were cheap, and if they're Drek, who cares, Didn't spend but 60 cents a piece for them. Trying to complete a long run of Legion. This was one of the later issues that I needed. I'm trying to get from Superboy 180, 175 or so up to about 350. And this was just one that I needed. Got Avengers, number 69. Part of a story arc called Red Zone. Just trying to complete this series. This is one of the ones I needed. Got Captain America number 3 from the early 2000s series. They had number 2, which is another one that I need, but number 2 looked like somebody had wet it and put washing powder all over the cover of it, and I just, I wasn't gonna get that. So got number 3. I'll try to pick up number 2 later on. Got Cerebus. This reprints number 43 This is part of the High Society series, number 18 of that series. Like Cerebus, just really cool book. Got Cerebus number 116. Number 120. Get some more out of the bag here. Number 121. And number 132. These are all part of Jaka stories, you can see. Just trying to complete a long run of Cerebus. Alright, get these out of the way. Got GI Combat number 156 and number 156. Just ended up, I saw this group of books in the box, so I just grabbed them all because most of the early 70s GI Combat, I don't have those. So ended up getting an extra copy of 156. Anyway, got number 157. And this one's in pretty rough shape. If I'd have known that, I probably wouldn't have got it. But number 158. Also got number 250. Sorry guys, I'm getting the rest of them out of the bag. I want to be obstinate. Number 269 and number 273. Just love these old GI Combat stories, comics. Just good stuff. Joe Kubert art. Got most of them have Sam Glanzman art in them. Just really, really cool stuff. Picked up a couple more issues of this series. This is Fade Out number 6 and Fade Out number 8. Didn't have my list with me. I actually didn't need number 8, but did need number 6. This is a really cool crime noir story that Ed Brubaker set back in the 1940s, where a movie star goes astray and does something that violates their ethics clause in their contract, and this is the this is the studio's effort to cover it up, shall we say. Just a really, really cool story from what I've read. Anyway, trying to get all of them. Got Shadow miniseries from the mid-'80s by Howard Chaykin. This is book 1. Book 2. Book 3, and the last one, book 4. Always liked the Shadow, like Chaykin's stuff. I've met Howard Chaykin before. Chaykin is a character. Those of you who've met him, you know what I'm talking about. He's a very, let's just say he is a very open and forward gentleman. You don't have to guess what he's thinking. Anyway, so pick those up to read, because usually Chaykin stuff on the Shadow is really cool. Got Sleeper, Volume 1, number 5. Number 6. And number 9. This is another Brubaker limited series. This guy is a hitman who has superhero powers and he can't die. And it's really cool, really interesting story. So I also picked up Sleeper Season 2, number 3, and number 5. Let's see. Yep, that's my haul. Hope you saw something that you liked or something sparked an interest. Go out, support your local comic shop, rummage through the cheap boxes, and pick some stuff up. I mean, to me, there is no bigger thrill than the hunt and going into a bunch of boxes that are unorganized. You don't know what's in them, so you never know what you're going to find. So it's that anticipation. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you somewhere else down the road when I make another video. Have a good one.